Welcome back into Waveless live. I'm Michael Vanover, joined now by some very special guests. We always love having Larry Weiss, owner president.
Hello, living room.
There he is. He's back. And then Lindsay Fleming again joining us today, Senior Vice President of Elder Advisors. Welcome back in.
Michael, we had to get a couple things cleared up.
Okay, all right.
I thought Lindsay and Marianne did a great job.
I agree.
I thought Lindsay was flat yesterday, but I thought Marianne pulled it through. Thankfully, Marianne did a great job. Lindsay was flat and boring.
No, she was great. Boring. Lindsay's always
I'm asleep right now with her sitting next to me.
Yeah.
You know,
HR. HR complaint.
Okay. John O'Brien is a super nice guy. I think he's the sanitation engineer here at the warehouse building or something like that, right?
That would be the general manager.
So he takes me into his office and he's like, Larry, I'm all about technology because, Lindsay said you're a dinosaur and stuff. And John's showing me his Abacus, his Commodore 64 computer, and he's got all these tapes. I'm like, what's these tapes? Beta's coming back. Beta's coming back. And I just kind of left, and he was like, Beta's coming back. I'm like, John O'Brien, Station Manager Wave 3? I don't know. I expected more.
I don't know about that.
John O'Brien, step it up.
I don't know about this.
We appreciate John. We appreciate the Wave hospitality. It's so good. It is really, truly good to be here.
We do our best to roll out the red carpet.
It is. It's so nice, and we feel that. We feel that. We feel that. So John,
I'm
the
feeling
whole team
chills.
does great.
Well, thank you.
I'm feeling ice from you.
Let's talk about Elder Advisors.
Don't go broke in the nursing home because you don't have to.
Now, Larry, I thought she was great yesterday, by the way.
Thank
Lindsay,
you. Thank you.
But we were talking about the upcoming parties that you guys are having.
They are parties.
You see what I did?
Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see what I did there?
Upcoming
I thought you'd like that. I say that.
That is fantastic.
It was very festive.
Yes, thank you.
Just like LA and I are very festive.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
All right, so tell us what you got coming up.
Don't go broke in the nursing home because you don't have to, Michael. We're doing our March workshops pretty much 10 a.m. for both days now. People seem to respond better to the 10 a.m.s.
Okay.
So Monday in Louisville at 10 a.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn on Crittenden Drive, right off exit 132 on 65 by the Cracker Barrel. And for the Hoosiers, or as Lindsay says, for the people that can't make it on Monday, they're welcome to cross the bridge 10 a.m. at the Hampton Inn in Clarksville. Don't go broke in nursing home because you don't have to.
Well, we've heard that for a long time with you, but I think it's so important every time because we do have new viewers every day. When you say that, let's elaborate a little bit more on all the services that Elder Advisors provide.
Well, first I have to break through the barbershop law, Michael, because so many, there's always a couple empty chairs at the workshop. And those chairs that aren't occupied are because those are people that have simply resigned themselves. Nothing can be done. Because the sad thing is we kind of live in a negative society. We thrive on the bad energy. And those people that don't come, the reason those chairs are empty is because they've succumbed to it, because they've been convinced by their friends and the people at church that nothing can be done. When Uncle Fred went through, they lost the house, the cars, everything else. And that might have happened. It probably did because they didn't engage elder advisors. But it doesn't have to happen because for husband and wife, we can protect all the assets. For a single person, about half the assets. And that's in a crisis plan. If we're doing pre-planning, we can even do so much more. But it starts with the first step.
And you talk about crisis planning, Lindsay, if you would elaborate a little bit on that, because I think there's people watching right now that are saying, well, we should have done that years ago. It's never too late, and talk about that.
It's never too late. So the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. I wish I would have planted some there. But the next best time is today. It's right now. And, there is whatever's been paid out or the high cost of aging that you guys have already spent, we can't help. But today, engaging us and coming to the workshop, we can save, for a single person, half of what's left, and for a married couple, everything. I mean, we can protect 100% of the assets, and people are like, they don't get it, they don't understand it. But it's real. It's real, and it's about knowing the nuances, and we don't know how we can help you until you come into the workshop, get some of the information, but it's good news. It is good news. And I think Larry's right. There's this negative energy, and we live in the space of, well, that won't work for me, or what, and it will, though. I mean, it does. And we do this every single day, every single week for hundreds, probably at this point, thousands of clients, is protect their assets against, whether it's the nursing home or even home health care. Because let's talk about that. Don't go broke in a nursing home. It gets expensive even before you're there, right? Even before crisis planning, it gets expensive. And there are all kinds of living arrangements, solutions and resources available on these benefits in the home, in assisted living. We have one of our assisted living partners coming on with us the next segment. And, it's not just don't go broke in a nursing home. It's call sooner than that, because
Right.
don't go broke by just paying for aging. It's expensive.
And Larry, if you would talk a little bit about, you all have a lot of relationships in this town. You know a lot of people. You have somebody coming up next we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Talk about not only all the relationships, why that's important to your clients, and really the vision of the company in the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, I'm all about vision. I'm all about.
You did it. I wasn't even paying attention, and you did it.
I worked it in.
You did really good. The funny thing is, vision, unlike for Lindsay, vision's a 4-letter word. She doesn't believe in it. It's a profane word. That's a potty word. But I'm all about vision, because for me, vision is victory. So I'm all about vision. But, we surround ourselves with top talent. Oftentimes there's questions of a tax issue. Well, I'm not a lumberjack. Well, Lindsay's husband is AJ. Hi, AJ. But I'm not a CPA, Terry Graham at DMLO Accounting, Mike Connell. They field the questions on the tax issues, okay? Real estate issues, I was on the phone with Jeff Hurst this morning with Remax Properties East, and he was helping me on some property this morning. So I surround myself with talent because I don't know everything, but I certainly surround myself with people that do. I'm also not an attorney. We're delighted to have Bob Marshall come back for the Kentucky folk next week for Kentucky, and Laura Williams for the Indiana, because there's almost always a legal component. Just as I'm not a lumberjack, I'm not a UPS pilot, I'm not an attorney.
Well, and here's a perfect example. I have a family that I'm working with. Husband has dementia and is several years older than wife, and wife is looking to downsize. So I referred somebody that I know, that I love, that I trust, would trust with my own family members, Jenny with Calming the Clutter, and she's going over and she's going to help her downsize an entire life, an entire, just the clutter, right, of aging and things like that. But that's, what Jenny does and what we do don't really have anything to do with each other than the fact that we're serving the same very vulnerable population, and that's adult children that are stressed out, with elderly parents or spouses that are stressed out with their ill spouse. And so that's just another great example of how we use our network and our resources to benefit our clients.
Well, and 2 points. First, point number 1, please have AJ return my call. He's not taking my calls. I'm feeling very threatened by that. And number 2, the very skill set, the story, the narrative that Lindsay was sharing is a perfect example of the vision that I've envisioned, because we bring other services to help families.
Well, and again, that's the end goal, to help
Vision.
your clients. It's all vision is victory, right?
Thank you. We've got a
Vision is
vision
victory.
from Larry.
Hey, we have a guest coming up next. You want to tee it up before we go to break?
I'm going to let Lindsay. This is her show.
all right.
Yeah, we're going to bring out Rich from River Crossing. So he is a great partner, and we're just excited to have him on. And so we're ready to have him on.
All right, more
Vision.
with Larry
He's got
Lindsay
vision.
and Rich when we come back. We'll be
AJ
back
Vision.
on Wave Listens Live. Stay with us.